Hey, Bob the Vaping Computer Guy. Welcome back once again. Short vlog. Got to get the V in there. Not a whole lot going on. It's mid-December, and between the holidays and shortage of things to review, haven't ordered much lately. Haven't had much come in. Though that should change in the next few weeks, I think, if everything goes as planned. I got stuff on order. I have some vendors supposed to be sending me some vape mail. That'll change. I just wanted to go over. I've been seeing there's been a lot of articles lately about vaping, a lot of bad articles, false articles. I'm sure you've been seeing it. A couple of weeks ago, I saw two separate news articles about people who were put in the hospital, guys who were put in the hospital because their vaping device exploded. It was saying vape accident or e-cigarette accident. One guy had a jaw dislocated, another guy had a hole through the side of his face. And of course they don't tell it what it is. I am, from what I could read and make out from the articles, they were all battery-related issues. The device isn't going to explode. I don't think that's true. I don't think your mod's going to explode. I think the batteries are what's exploding. But they're not putting that in these articles, and it's very, very aggravating. Everybody knows, everybody watching here probably knows about the Harvard study on diastole, which, what they do is like politics. It may be technically correct and accurate, but it's so misleading, and so worded as to make something sound the way they want it to sound, that it's just wrong. That diastole one, I'm not going to get into that one. Matt from Suck My Mod did a good explanation of it and answered more about it. So I'll put a link to his latest video about that in there. This one just came across my screen. I was going to say my desk, but across my screen the other day, yesterday or 2 days ago. And this really bothered me. This one was in Wired magazine. And it's by Blanca Myers on December 11, 2015 at 3:20 p.m. And it's the headline is, "What's inside e-cigarette juice, alcohol, more alcohol, and lots of secrets." So right away, misleading, just to get you to read the article, is, make you think there's alcohol in there. I'm going to get a buzz from smoking an e-cigarette. You start reading it. What do? They show you, one of these disposable type e-cigarettes in the picture. And they start talking here. I'm going to jump through different parts of this, but second paragraph is like, before you spend hours in your basement assembling a custom e-cigarette rig that resembles a lightsaber, right away, stupidity. Hours in your basement assembling a custom e-cigarette is ridiculous. Consider this: e-cigarette juice and devices remain unregulated in the United States. Like, if something's unregulated, it must be bad. Unregulated in the U.S., and vape culture's unique DIY quirks, from its custom mixed juice flavors to its custom-built devices, make it particularly challenging to research. I don't think that's true. You walk in any good vape store, you're going to get, good answers. You sit down, you watch some YouTube videos, you go with people, not necessarily me, but obviously I'm going to tell you what I know, but you go with the channels of people who have been doing this a long time and certainly know a lot more than me, you're going to get good information. So that's not true. Then they start talking about how places like Spain and Wales have classified them, as the same as restrictions as smoking and things like that. Stuff that, again, don't tell you anything. So then they start here. The FDA is considering regulations of products. Are they safer than cigarettes? Maybe. Wrong again. We know this is safer than cigarettes. Cigarettes cause cancer. We know this. We've known this for many, many decades. I have two grandparents who both died from lung cancer and emphysema due to smoking cigarettes. We all know you get cancer from smoking cigarettes. So is vaping safer? Of course it is, and we all know it. How much safer? Still too foggy to ascertain. Here's what's inside stuff many people huff. First thing they list is water. Now, they say many vape juice flavors formulated in good old H2O. I don't know. Everything I read is PG, VG flavoring nicotine. But, I guess there could be some if somebody's trying to dilute it or anything. And again, water, so what? You can die from water. There's been athletes who have drank so much water. Again, I'm not giving you the medical explanation here, but have flooded their organs. From what I understand, to the point that it I don't know the medical term. They actually died from too much water. That can happen. So anything can be bad for you. So let's read this real quick here. Many vape juice flavor formulations include good old H2O, a reservoir for liquid and heating elements in the basic components. E-cigarettes are wicking materials such as cotton, where the heat turns into droplets that are tiny enough to inhale. Vegetable glycerin. You've probably consumed this sugar alcohol. There's your title. So vegetable glycerin is considered a sugar alcohol. That doesn't mean it's alcohol like you're drinking some whiskey or some vodka. It's a sugar alcohol, but there you go for your title where they can legally, honestly say alcohol and more alcohol. So you've probably consumed the sugar alcohol in foods such as low glycemic sweeteners, a preservative, a texture enhancer that boosts thickness. It's also ingredients in skin moisturizers. Many e-cigarette aficionados credit the syrupy vegetable glycerin as the pea soup density of the billowing clouds they inhale. Again, trying to make it sound like it's all about the smoke or the clouds and the vapor. Propylene glycol, a tasteless, odorless, colorless alcohol. Again, they're getting that word alcohol in there. That's used in antifreeze solutions. So's water. Water is used in antifreeze solutions. So what? Again, this Blanca Myers with this technically true but ridiculous article. It just really bothers me. It can also cause headaches, dizziness, drowsiness, and that it's, while a general concern, safe topical use and consumption, also an active ingredient in many fog machine juices, which can act as an allergen and cause eye and airway irritation. I'm allergic to dust. There's dust everywhere. I can't avoid dust. One of my kids is allergic to gluten. Okay, gluten is in 90% of all foods. Should we go after every bread company and say, you put gluten in your bread? Are you trying to kill my son? But here, this is an allergen that causes eye and airway irritation. So maybe we should never ever use it. Absolutely absurd. Nicotine. E-juice can have as much or as little of this highly addictive chemical as the vapor wants. In its inhaled particulate form, nicotine itself is pretty safe, unless you're a kid, a fetus gestating inside a vapor, or a kid or a fetus gestating inside a vapor. But in liquid form, even tiny amounts that are ingested or make contact with skin can induce vomiting, seizures, and even death. It's amazing how many chemicals you wouldn't believe that are in what you're eating that are 100% safe, but in their purest forms, in bulk, are not healthy for you. For them to write an article misleading people like this is absurd. Salt, sodium chloride. You take sodium, it's explosive when it touches water. You take chloride, which I'm not sure how that's classified, an acid or whatever, but it's poison. You put them together, you get salt, which we all need to live. They're made up of two horrible things. Nicotine. If you touch it in its purest form, yes, it is very bad and it can be deadly. But nobody's doing that, unless you're doing DIY stuff. And then, again, it's like, you want to be somebody building your own nuclear reactor. Well, if you don't know what you're doing, you're probably going to get hurt. Absolutely absurd. I won't even get into the next part, which is their flavoring. But this was a very disappointing article. And I was surprised. Wired magazine, which has always been a very good cutting-edge magazine. I don't read it all the time, but I always like their stuff. Just the fact that they would allow this to be posted, I wouldn't, that makes me want to stay away from them because this is like propaganda. And obviously, how they feel about this, allowing this person to write this very slanted article. There's no more reporting or anybody that goes in and does real research and gives you the fair and honest, balanced opinion anymore. It's all like this. It's like watching about the elections. You watch one channel, you're going to hear everything to the left. You watch the other channel, you'll hear everything to the right. You can't get the truth anymore. So I'm going to post a link to this article just so you guys can see it. But normally I wouldn't want to give them any publicity, but it bugs me. So anyway, that was the second or third one that I've seen. So they're getting kind of bad out there. I just wish people would tell the truth, but obviously somebody is. I wouldn't be surprised if this person accepted money to write this, and I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I don't know anything, but it just seems that they're not doing fair, balanced articles. It's really geared towards an agenda, towards pushing a certain agenda. And you expect that from politicians, but when reporters do it, it's just not right, or there's something behind there that you're not seeing. So that really bugs me. I haven't vaped it all yet, and I'm talking too much because you can see I get worked up reading something so stupid as that article. I'm vaping on. The last bit I have is what's in here of this Vaporify Grand Reserve Rainbow Custard, which I love, and I'm just about out of it, so I have to order some more of that. I've been using these again. I did a review on these a while back, and I did giveaways on them. These are the Vpark 150 box mods, and 100s, same design, whether it's a 100 or 150. And I've been so happy with these. I've been going back to them and using them. They're just a nice, heavy, not heavy, but solid metal box. Nice wheel, easy to turn, easy to use. So I've been very happy with them, and I've been going back to them. And that juice is just great. I really like it. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot else to talk about. I have some stuff in the next few weeks. So over the holidays, when work is usually slower, hopefully I'll have some more stuff to do reviews. I will be doing reviews on this big Foggin Coils. They sent me a nice poster here. We'll put in the background when we do the review. I noticed also a lot of them are now saying big vapor coils. So I don't know if they're trying to change over to that, or if they're just promoting them different. I'm not sure. I'll find out more about that. I'm curious myself. But I did get a lot of different coils in from them to try. I am going to use these exclusively for the next couple weeks. All right, and try and really put them through the tests, just comparing them to all the coils I've been using for so long from the manufacturers. I think it is wonderful that somebody else is making coils. It brings down right now. There's really no competition. I don't think the manufacturers feel threatened. Whether Aspire and Kanger, and I don't think they feel threatened that they need to lower the price of their coils. That's where they're making their money. Going back to analogies, I know it's like buying a printer for $100 and then spending $90 to replace 4 ink cartridges in it. That's how they make their money. And they're probably making a ton of money on the coils, the manufacturers. So it's nice to know at least somebody, and this is the only company I've heard of, that is making competitors' coils, to compete with the manufacturers. So I am going to test these thoroughly. I'm really curious to see if they're any better or just equal. And as long as they're equal, that's wonderful compared to manufacturers' coils. If they're even better, if there's something different about better cotton, better taste, better, you get more life out of them. That would be wonderful. Competition's always good. I think they were telling. Let's see. I have some paperwork somewhere. Real American tested, 100% organic cotton. They're saying that American quality standards, they're ISO 9001 clean room made. So they're doing their cotton is organic, lab tested, stuff like that. So it's good. It's nice that companies made it. I know people have done reviews about them, and that's why I reached out to them and I said, tell me about the coils, and they said, well, I'll send you something. I'd love you to do reviews. So we're going to do that. I'll have that up soon. I'm going to try and do it not just on one device, but on a bunch of devices, and use them exclusively for a while. There's 1 or 2 devices here that I don't use really much anymore, mainly the sub-tanks. So I have a friend who uses sub-tanks exclusively. I'm going to have him test the sub-tanks and give me his opinions on that, and I'll test everything else in there. All right? And that's about it. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching this for the first time, or any of my videos for the first time, please click on the subscribe button below. It helps me to be able to bring you more videos, more reviews, and that's it. Hopefully I'll have a couple more videos up before the Christmas break. I know if you got kids, your kids are home, you get busy. Hopefully you sneak away and watch a few videos. That's what I'm hoping to do when there's no work going on, because I keep getting backed up with all my videos. Sit down and I look at my YouTube channel of that I'm subscribed to, and I can go through there and I'm just opening up 20 tabs of videos of what I want to see, and then they're all open here. I'm looking at them, and then I got to find time to sit down and watch them all. So I hate jumping through people's videos and missing parts, but sometimes you have to do that to keep up with it. It's impossible these days to find time to watch all these videos, read books, listen to podcasts, and everything else. There's just not enough time. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Sorry for the quick, basically one long sentence that this vlog has been, but I just wanted to get it in there, get it done while I actually had a little peace and quiet on this Sunday afternoon in my house. And now I'm going to go back to my chores before the wife and kids get angry at me for not doing something that I probably was supposed to do this weekend for them. And I'll see you soon. Thanks again.